Well, hello. We are live once again with the H4 platform for the market close. Looking forward to getting into today. Got some interesting price action coming into the close. But first of all, how are we all? I've got a new mic, so let me know. You can kind of see it here ish. Let me know if the sound quality is okay. Um, I did do a few tests earlier before coming on. It sounds like it's pretty good. It just might be a little bit quiet, but I can't see a way to actually increase the volume. Yeah, that's kind of how it is at the moment. But yeah, welcome aboard to the live stream. I can actually put a little welcome sign in the top left hand corner there, which is pretty fun. And obviously, like, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Go ahead and do that for me. That'd be fantastic. I'll be doing that throughout the stream. But today, obviously, we're going to be looking through some assets, looking at the power hour breakout report. I think that's what we're going to do first. So I've got a potential trade playing out here, which is nice to see. I'm not in one yet, but we're looking for basically a break of this trend line to have a stop loss above the high of day, which is using the power hour breakout report. But first of all, what we'll do is jump into that. So those of you that don't know or haven't seen this before, this is the Edgepool platform, which I've come up with quite a few times, done quite a few live streams with them now. I use it quite regularly. I don't use it every day. I don't take a trade every day because obviously my setup doesn't, take place every day. That's just how trading is sometimes. You can't have your setup every single day. But what we have is we're gonna move this. This is like report inputs. They've moved the tab at the top with all of the bits here. So home, report, screen, and what's in play. They've moved it from the top to the side. Not really sure why, but I like it. It's good. It's not same thing really, just from top to left. So we go to reports here. As you can see, we'll get rid of that as well to give a bit more real estate on the screen here. Go from futures to stock, and then go to SPY, which is where we are now already. You can also just go straight to the side here as well. So I want to go to Power Hour Breakout Report, and I want to go to SPY. Of course, we're already on SPY, so let's go to Power Hour Breakout Report. And you can see on the percentages we have here, there's 70% chance that the new high of day is not going to be made. So there's a 70% chance that this doesn't go above here. It looks like we're actually getting a break. So I've got to wait patiently for this. It's kind of come down, as you can see, in the early parts of this particular move. I want to wait for the candle to close below this low. I am expecting possibly a little bit of a dump into close, potentially, just because of the run we've had today and the amazing recovery we've had. We kind of throughout the last kind of 12, 14 hours, something like that. But yeah, no, stick it in the chat. What are you looking at? Before we jump into the power hour breakout report, we're going to have a look at that in quite some detail today, kind of screening through. But yeah, those of you that are coming in now, welcome. Give you a little bit of a wave. Yeah, so looks like we're kind of breaking down this structure now, which is interesting. But what I wanted to do was have a look at the power hour breakout report. You can see on the left side here, we've just got the standard settings kind of played out already. So power hour breakout report, we've got last 6 months of data. Now you can change this to any date you want. You can go last 3 months, the year to date, the last year. And also you can choose a sub report. I like to go by weekday. I mean, what that does is it basically filters all that data into a certain weekday. So today is obviously Tuesday. So all the Tuesdays in the last 6 months, this is the data you're going to receive. And you can also customize the report as well. You can change the power hour to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. And what that would do is it basically give you more chance for, price swings. So that should go up in percentage from 34 to 42 because it's an extra hour, essentially. So there's more chance of it making a high of day. But it's a power hour breakout report, so we're going to stick to 1 hour. So we're going to change that back to 1 hour. And we're just going to cycle through. So this is the SPY, as you can see. And your watch list, you can actually add things to your watch list. There's loads of stocks on here, of course. But we're just going to cycle through what we've got here. So QQQ. The likelihood of a new high of day is, excuse me, is 73%. Oh, well, non-high of day, should I say. And then once we get into the actual stocks, it gets a little bit lower. So a new high of day not made is 88% for Apple. So what you can do is you transfer that into the charts here. Oh, look, we're getting that break. 15%. 15%, 15 seconds left of this candle. I like it. I'm gonna have a look at it. Just gonna see what we've got. And what I've done is with that, obviously, there's a 70% chance of. Excuse me, trying to navigate my platform. So that's now closed. So if I now place the trade there, I would like for it to come back up and retest it, but I'm just going to get in for a small amount now, just while I'm on stream, because I don't want to get too confused with entries and stuff, because I'll get confused. What am I doing? Right, so and then my stop loss will be up above the high of day, like so. Once this trade plays out, I will post it on X with the result, whether it will be stopped out to the upside or where it will close out to the downside. But we'll talk about that now. So I've entered the trade, for example, just now, so probably around about here-ish. Stop loss above the high of day there, and target price. I guess the first target price will be obviously this candle where it bounced off of a nice volume. Obviously the 50 moving average down on the 5-minute chart. But I think on the 15-minute chart, we are looking at the 20 moving average. Yeah, so second target profit could be there. You could actually probably go first target profit there. But again, there's only 25 minutes left of the market. So we'll see how that plays out. Of course, the data only goes to market close. So the market close is there. So regardless of wherever it is, well, that actually looks terrible target, doesn't it? There's somewhere down here, a 1 for 1. Um, so you've got wherever it ends up here, you take the profit before the market close. That's where the data lies. It's up to you whether you want to hold it through, the market close until the futures disappear for an hour. But yeah, we're talking about the data here. That's what matters. So let's continue cycling through. Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Check Apple. So Apple, there's 88% a new high of day not made. So we want to have a look at Apple, and that's coming down. So the high of day today was actually here, but how crazy is that? So that was broken straight away. So you see this candle here. That is Let's get rid of that. That's just blasted straight through the high of day immediately. So that's a good example of it kind of failing, which is weird because it's only 11%. But these things happen. That's why 11% is there. So yeah, Apple, Amazon would be similar. So 19% new high of day made. I think they're currently, where is it? They're kind of dumping as well. So the high of day was made up here. What you want it to be though, when you're getting into this particular setup, you want you know the stock to be trading around this sort of area. We are dumping on this close. Wow. In fact, this is great for my trade. So that's hang on. Crazy amount of volume just come in. Right, so I've taken a bit off the table there. I think that was around. I'll have to double check after the stream, but around about there. We've got the 200 moving average there sitting in. So yeah, I mean this is now interesting. What we got left? 22 minutes. Fantastic. Right, cool. Let's jump into the digital platform again then. We'll cycle through some of these. So new high of day made, obviously only 19%. And then we move on to Google. So you can see the stocks here, they're all kind of lower than the actual market. Um, I guess that's because the stock is obviously an asset on its own, whereas the overall market is a lots of different assets. So SPY is obviously 500 and the Q is obviously 100 stocks individually. So where are we? Google, we'll check Microsoft as well. Again, around about 20%. I'm looking here, by the way. This one's a bit lower. This is 15%, and that's Meta. Obviously, there's no chance of taking any trades now because everything's just dropped. Which I did. Wow, actually predicted the market right for once. said it would dump into the close. It might come back, of course. It's all over the place. Nvidia again, 19%, 20%, and of course we've got Barber as well, 20%. So you can see that's where we're looking for, and in the market we want to set it up. So we have a trade that goes live with a break of something around your rule. So for me, I've got a trend line set up here. It could be support resistance, or it could just be a break of moving average. Although I don't really tend to do that because it's not the best indicator of where price might go. It's just more of an area to keep your stop losses. If that makes sense. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you do give it a like and a subscribe, especially on YouTube, and follow me on X if you are willing. But I'll leave that there for now. Obviously, the link below in this YouTube live stream will be for the Edge Full platform. You get 7 days free as well, so go ahead and check that out. But yeah, look at that. I mean, incredible price action. Ethereum's dumping as well, of course. Bitcoin giving a little bit of a downside. I mean, Apple's holding up pretty well. Amazon's not. Barber is not. Google's not. I mean, all of these will be down. Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla. Tesla doing really bad. Oh yeah, interesting close. It seems. The good thing is the trade's going really well, so that's always a plus. But you can see that okay. So what we're looking for now is probably if we were to continue on this fashion in the next 20 minutes to kind of completely come dumping down, is to move past this 20 moving average. So not 200 moving average. So circle that for now. Go into the higher time frames, 15. So you've got the 50 moving average there for the 15. So again, that could be a bit of support there. Lots of support here for the 30-minute chart. What about the hourly chart? Hourly chart has 20 moving average. There's lots of support here on multiple time frames. So let's have a look. Yeah, so now it's a good chance to, which I've just done, is to obviously manage the trade, bring it to break even. So even if we get stopped out, we haven't lost any money. So we've taken profits. Dive down to 5 minutes again. So we've taken profits. I think it was around about here. I mentioned before. I've left the sign on there, and we've just brought the stop loss down. I think it's about here actually. 665, no, 665. Yeah, so pretty much a break even. I could probably get rid of that for now, just for clarity of the screen. And I also want to talk about the watch lists and how easy it is to kind of manage them. I don't need 2 Teslas up here. I don't even need 1. Where's that saving? Keep that there. That's all I need. That's what I need for now. And we go back to Edge Full platform then. So what I wanted to have a look at here was if you go to these little arrows, pop out the side, and then go to watch list, which is here on the left. And it's really easy to basically add whatever stocks you want to the watch list, and it'll just pop up down here on the right side. So I'll do a couple as an example. AMD, always a good one to have, in my opinion. We'll follow on with the semiconductor space. We'll do super microcomputer. Let's see if they have MicroStrategy. Not one I trade that often, just one I just came up of my head just right now. And we can add that as well. And what we're going to do is obviously to get rid of them, you can see your watch list here. This is, you can have as many stocks as you want, I believe. So go mad, but not too mad. I always like to kind of concentrate on what I'm trading on. I like to have like 10 or 15 stocks that I kind of look at mainly when I'm trading, whether it's swing trading or day trading. But yeah, you can see on the screen here on the watch list, you can just delete them whenever you want. So if I wanted to get rid of MicroStrategy, I can just press the bin button there. But let's go ahead and have a look at that and how quickly you can get the data And this is what we're here for. Maybe not now. We're looking at the power hour breakout report, probably 1 hour before close, obviously. Maybe slightly earlier than that, 15 minutes before that, to get yourself prepared, ready for the final hour. And then simply just click on power hour breakout report as I've just done. Get rid of that, and then go to AMD. Since we've got three more stocks up here, so we can go to AMD. And you can see there's only 11% chance that there'd be a new high of day made. Which, yeah, that's the data we want. We want to have that data for us. And like I said before, what we want is the price action to be around the high of day as it enters the last hour. So we have that data in our favor. We'll go ahead and check SMCI, a bit more volatile stock, a bit higher at 16, still pretty good. And then MicroStrategy for last one there, so 15. So you can see a lot of stocks are kind of around that 15-20%, whereas the markets you can see, SPY, for example, is 30%, um, and the Qs there is 25%. It's a little bit higher, and that's for that reason I mentioned before, where it's obviously a basket full of stocks, so to speak. We'll go back to the charts here. You can see it's breaking that 200 moving average. If we break that, that could be really bad, because to get perspective on that, we can open up another window, another window here. We'll go to our chart on the right side. I know it probably looks a little bit confusing, especially with the blue lines. The blue lines are the power hour, so we can just get rid of that. We can mirror the charts. I always forget how to do these things. This one you could. You can lay out a symbol. No, maybe not. Just take off the chart there. So you can see from the moving average point of view, there's support here. So as I mentioned, if we lose this sort of level, which you can kind of see where my cursor is on the left screen, even though I'm on the right screen, if we lose that, then um, yeah, I'm not sure what will happen. What's the biggest time frame? So let's go 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours there. So 200 milliamps coming in, but that's not that cemented. You can see it's popped down before that. I wonder whether we can get up the change this to a 300 perhaps. See what that's like. 300 might be more interesting. Maybe not right now, of course, going into a close, but for future reference. Um, yeah. So no support on the 4 hour, no support on the daily, I don't think. Yeah, just maybe a rejection off the 20. Really interesting price action going into this close. 15 minutes. Yeah, look, it's tempting to lose that 50 moving average. In terms of a target, I'd probably go. Have we got any volume here? Volume profile. I don't have it on this chart. Get up another one. Get the volume profile on. So yeah, there's lots of volume here, as to be expected. This is a 15-minute, a bit more of a broader view. Yeah, the next bout of volume is probably down this sort of area. Probably bring it up slightly, just because there's touch here on the left side of the screen. Let's go ahead and put a line in there. That would be my ultimate take profit, I think, going into the close with 11 minutes to go. And that should transpire onto that screen here, so I'll get rid of that now. So now we have a level there to aim for if we are to break this support on the 15-minute and the 5-minute. 15-minute being on the right side and the 5-minute being on the left side. I'm going to bring up my stop loss now to around this sort of level. 6659. I need to adjust that on here. What did I say? 6659. Awesome. How's your trading getting on today? I want to see some comments. I haven't even looked at the comments. I don't really broadcast when this is going live, to be fair, so I really should start pushing it forward, letting people know I'm actually going live because, um, yeah, a bit embarrassing. But if you are here, um, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you. Make sure you like and follow. As you can see, I've suggested it on the screen there, the little bell. So go ahead and do that. Appreciate that. Got 10 minutes now to the close. Just we're in a winning trade using the Edgefor platform. What we did, just to recap while we're here, we used the Power Hour breakout report, which I always use, literally always. So I'll move it to SPY. We had a 30% chance that a new high of day was to be made. And that obviously starts within the first hour. The first hour started, I'll get the chart ready up here for you. First hour started obviously here, 8 o'clock in my time, because I'm in the UK. And the high of day was here. So the likelihood it was to go back above this line was only 30% or 20%, whatever I said. So I took a trade based on technicals and the data. So the technical was the break of the trend line. We came back down below that. I entered here, as you can see, on the close of this candle. And then subsequently, we've dropped down rather dramatically. I understand it doesn't happen every day, but you've got to take the win when it is. Happened very quickly. My initial target price was actually set for around about here, this sort of area, but we came rapidly down. So I took the profits at this level, where obviously the support is, and then letting the rest run into the close of play. Close of play is in 5 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. So I'll just close the position whenever the final bell goes. Final bell? Closing bell. Final bell. Wow. Yeah, that's it really. That's the trust tree. It's not too complicated, it's not too hard, I don't think. So, if you've got any questions, just let me know in the comments down below on the YouTube section, or just DM me on X. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. One thing we didn't do actually was use the initial balance breakout lines. That's what I normally do. So if we go get rid of the moving averages for now, and the power hour breakout report, in the first hour of trading on any particular day, we have obviously the price action here, as you can see on the screen. That's the first hour. This yellow, greeny blue. It's not even a color really. So this greeny blue box is the first hour, and that just sets the tone for the day. It's different for every single day as well. You can see here all these different days, different ranges. So it's quite an aggressive first hour. So the bars are actually quite high. Um, More often than not, these levels that get published from it, then obviously you kind of trade in between that. But the bigger it is, the more wild it can get. Whereas when it's smaller, you can see the touch points are a lot more frequent. So that's another thing you can do with your charts on TradingView. And all these indicators are completely free when you sign up for Edgepool. They come with it, and obviously the link for a free trial is down below in the comments. Not the comments, the description. A comment here from Phil Beeson. Hopefully I said that right. Very new to trading game, but MP Mats a bit volatile today, but done well up to then. Zotafoams and Neo flattish this week. Two of those stocks I haven't even heard of. MP Materials, maybe that must be what that is. Neo flattish, yeah, no, for sure. But that's good considering the move it's been made in the last month or so. I'll check on Neo actually while we're here, going into the last few minutes. We're kind of chilling until we close the stream down, about 5 minutes or so. Neo. This is the weekly chart I'm on for this. Does anyone ever get this when old drawings seems to just appear? Yeah, flattish week. Nothing to really grumble for, really. There's a gap here though for Neo, so it could easily fill that 630 in the next few days. Subsequently, that's kind of next to the 50 moving average as well. So um, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it did come down to 630. I would have loved for it to hold this level 680, but you can't have it all. Considering we've moved up over 100% in the last since 8th of July, so we're just over 4 months. 100%. That's 100% now. So the maximum move is 136%. I'm here for it. I really am. I'm, here for it. Yes, MP Materials. Yeah, I thought I was right. That's a stock I've not heard for a while. Yeah, I've done technical analysis on it. It must have come up on the live streams on Sundays. Which, if you are around, if you're watching this, we stream. Me and Kay, we stream every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We talk about stocks. We come up with your requests as well. We go through them. We have our stock picks of the week. It's a good laugh. Like, yeah. Oh, we're looking going to the close. It's got a bit more muted now. Obviously had that big move down. I think what we'll do is we'll just switch back to the single chart and zoom in. 3 minutes left of today. With this particular move, you do see it generally continue lower. We kind of come up to this sort of point, I imagine. Maybe this line here, the IB level, and then continue lower. Um, unless we get a little bit of excitement going right into the close. It does get really volatile in the last couple of minutes, so that should be fun. In fact, we get up at the 1 minute chart. Maybe I'll do a 1 minute trading session soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. A 1 minute trading session. Yeah, see that. It's at the 20 moving average as resistance on the 1 minute. Could see this easily push down. I'm not trading that though. Way too fine. Stop loss is still sitting pretty here. Happy with that, to be fair. What's it like on the 3 minute? Yeah, it's above the 20 moving average. Imagine the 20 moving average is coming in on the 5 minute slowly. Yeah. And then if I trigger out, I trigger out. It's not the end of the world. I've made my money on this trade. That's what matters. We've made the money. We move on. Move on to tomorrow. What a weird market today. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts on the market? Stick it in the comments. Just because we had a really rough pre-market. So this is the 5 minute chart, and we're going back to kind of. I woke up this sort of time in the morning, 7ish. Really rough pre-market, dropped down, probably even earlier than that, really. Yeah, and then subsequently rebounded really nicely back up, chopped for a few hours, chopped for a few hours, and then dropped into the close. We were either going to drop or pump into the close. There was only two options, but obviously using the Edgefield data, you can see that the likelihood of it continuing higher was only 30%. So that's why I went short or had a short buy, should I say, going into the close. Um, but yeah, so what I'm going to do now is obviously close my trade. I could leave it, I suppose. I mean, it's the stop loss. I've got another hour until the fees start to kick in, but I'm not trading. I'm not taking it through the fees. The fees for these instruments, my goodness, astronomical fees to hold overnight. But yeah, I might see what it does in the next half an hour or so, and then just close it out after that. Um, but my stop loss will stay here regardless, so I'll still make a little bit more money. Looks like we're really kind of pumping into the close a little bit. We have how many? 5 seconds left of the market. There you go. Market's closed. Get rid of that line now. I don't need that because there'll be another line. And this is the end of the power hour breakout. So you can see these kind of rugby posts, shall we say. Yeah, rugby posts is a terrible analogy for Americans though. American football posts. There you go. American football posts. You can see left one here, the right one here. That is your last hour of trading, regardless of whatever time zone you're in. You can change it. You can go to power hour breakout here, which is the indicator that we use, and you can just change the time, which is obviously key when you're going back to the actual platform, and you customize the time frame. If you change it to 2 hours, obviously you get a lot. You get different data, but what you want to do is change that to power hour range from 2 o'clock, because that will then be the data, and then that line will then move, as you can see on the screen there. So yeah, really handy, really easy, and it saves you having to do all of that yourself. But you can't get the data yourself. You have to get that from Edgepool. I'm going to change that back. I'm also going to change that back because last time I did that, I forgot, and I didn't take a trade, but I almost did. Save. Awesome. Well, that was a really fun stream. I really enjoyed that. I'll be back on, according to my calendar, next Monday. Next Monday. Let me know if you want to see any more of these streams. Let me leave it in the comments down below on YouTube, or just DM me on X. Happy to answer anything. I get there as soon as I can. But yeah, no, I appreciate time today. We let the trade mature. We made a bit of money. Made quite a bit of money actually. Quite nice with this wonderful 1 minute candle that plummeted down to my profit areas. But yeah, no, thank you for watching. Take care. Trade safe. Make sure you trade safe. Set those stop losses and sign up to Edgepool. It's in the description. Take care, everyone.